YouTube, what's happening? My boy 1K done dropped a free loop kit for the people, man. So I said, bump it, let's cook up on this thing. But we not just cooking up on the loop straight up. We finna flip it. I'm finna put y'all on some game, show y'all a little sauce, man. We gonna really work this thing out. So you know I'm gonna link 1K IG in the description, man. Y'all gotta check my boy out. He one of the hardest youngers I know, for real. Y'all know the rules. If your head get to bobbing, you gotta drop me the like, I already know it's going to. Sub if you new. Hit that notification bell so you know when I upload a new video. Man, let's get into this cook up. All right, so we in FL 164 BPM. We got this loop called Walk from 1K's kit. So this is what that thing sound like. That's too hard. So what I wanted to do was, I just wanted kind of a more mellowed out piece of the loop, just to kind of flip it. So I chopped out this piece of it, and the way I did that was, I went to this little chop tool here, found a section that I like, I believe it was in here, just chopped it out like that. And then I went to this little, click back on my pencil tool, went back to this little corner here, and just made it unique as sample. That way it saves it as its own chop. So once I had that chop, I double click it. I pitched it up 200 cents just to give it a different little vibe. And then I right click on the waveform here and I go down to open in new Fruity Slicer channel. And that's gonna open up Fruity Slicer here. So this is where you get a little saucy with it. So what I do personally, I turn down the decay all the way. I'll turn up the attack a little bit just to kind of give it a more chopped feel. And you can mess with the time stretching or the pitch knobs here. I personally don't really use them because I pitched it up already. And then we go to this little cut tool icon here, and we're gonna chop it by beat. So now we have this section of the loop chopped up. And if I go to my keyboard here, each key is now a piece of that sample. So we can really, you know what I'm saying, we can really play around with it for real. Once we open up the piano roll from that Fruity Slicer channel, you'll see the whole thing is there just in these different chops. So this is the pattern that I came up with. That's hard right there. So from there, I just added the following effects just to kind of sauce it up. So we just have an EQ cutting out some of the lows on that. Nothing too crazy. Then we have this portal. We are in, I think I went to stretch and smear. And then we went to this mango smear preset and I just turned down the mix on it. So this is what that portal sounds like. So it's adding like that little freaky twang to it, you know what I'm saying? And then we just got this RC20 on there on the no more boring pads preset. And I feel like this one really gave it some color. So this is what it sounds like. That's dope. So now that we had them chops, we can really get into the cook up. All right, so y'all know me, it's two plugins I'm gonna use. Keyscape and Expand. If I ain't using Expand, I'm using Keyscape. If I ain't using the Keyscape, I'm using Expand, goddammit. But we got the LA Custom C7 Wash piano here. And we just added these bass notes. So I believe the key of the chops was A minor after I pitched it up. So that's our root note. So I added in that A note there, and then from there I kind of just went by ear. We went up to this D, back to this A, and then we have this F at the end of it here. I might move that down, but this is what that sounds like. Yeah, I like that. I like that. So it's very simple, man. Nothing too crazy there. We basically just had this by itself, and then I just shift and left click. That duplicated it, and then I just hit control and up on the arrow keys to move it up different octaves. So I duplicated one here, then I duplicated another one up here, just to really fill out the whole spectrum with that piano. It makes it sound a lot more full. Effects on the piano, we just have this EQ or boosting the lows a little bit on it, just to make it sound a little bit more hefty, you know. Cut out the highs there. We got a fruity compressor just to really kind of squeeze that piano together, make sure it sounds real compact, you know. And then we also just have a RC20 on there on the Vinyl 2 preset. I think I just tweaked the noise knob here. That's pretty much it on that one. I also added another piano melody with keyscape. This one, I just added this extra section here. That's literally it. So this is what that sounds like. Nothing too crazy, very simple. I just added literally one extra note. So, all right, next we cracked open Lecture X here, and we have this ARP counterpart. So this is what that sounds like. Man, that is beautiful. So this is real simple, man. All I did here, I just made an A minor chord, stretched it out. So A minor chord, we just placed a note on A minor, skipped one space here, skipped another there. Real easy. I took this C and I just moved it up an octave. Boom. From there, we have these B's down here, and all that is, if we move this C back down, if I took this C and moved it down one semitone, that's where that B is coming from. That's those tension notes because they're right next to each other like that. So I just played with that by putting the B on the second half of it here. And then, I'm sorry, B. And then from there, I just put another B. So I took this same B, moved it down an octave, and then I just shifted it over like that. It don't get no easier than that, man. All right, so the effects that we have on this ARP, we have an EQ, just cutting out some of the lows. We also use the EQ in the mixer itself, and I just boosted the highs. Then we threw a halftime on the default preset, and I just turned this mix knob here to about 70%. Another EQ, just to clean up some of the lows that came in from that halftime. And then we got RC20 on the No More Boring Pads preset again. This preset is fire. Bro, ain't no way my FL just crashed like that, bro.
Ain't no fucking way, boy. Ain't no way, boy.
What the fuck?
Ain't no way, boy.
All right, next we took this Dawn Art preset in Analog Lab 5, and I just layered the exact same melody in this Dawn Art. So this is what that sounds like. Cool. On the mixing, it's pretty much the exact same as the first ARP. We have this halftime, 70% on the mixer here. And we just have a EQ cutting out some of the lows. And for this one, I added a pancake. This is a free panning plugin. If you don't have it, go get it. But yeah, we just have it kind of moving from left to right as it kind of plays. Next song I added was this Jupiter 8V lead called Tape Angels. I just played this out on my keyboard, but we can still kind of explain it. So this is what it sounds like first. So me personally, I just liked how that F and that G sounded with the melody. And then from that F, we just went down to that E to just give it that dark feeling. On the effects on that lead, we just have an EQ, cutting out some of the harsh frequencies I was hearing in it. Then I added this effect rack. On this effect rack, we have it on this, basically it's filtering the lead so that it kind of, I'll just play it again so you can hear it. Kind of dies out as it plays. If I take it off and I take out the EQ, this is what it will sound like. That's just a little too much. It's a little bit more saucy with them effects. And then we just got a Valhalla vintage verb on there. Turn down the mix, turn down the decay, and cut up that low cut. All right, and we're back in Jupiter 8V for this last melody here. It's just this dark flute preset. And I did 2 patterns with this, so I'll break down both of them. So this is what the first pattern sounds like. Real simple. So we're just kind of going up the scale there. This E, yeah, as you know, that's one of those tension notes of our melody. And we just started from the root note. Like I said, we pretty much just went up the scale there. I played this on my MIDI keyboard as well. As far as the effects go, we have this EQ cutting out a lot of lows there. We added this isotope vinyl to give it kind of like an old texture feeling to it, and that's where that kind of crackling sound is coming from, if y'all can hear that. And we just have a Valhalla vintage verb on there as well. And then I boosted the highs a little bit on this EQ in the mixer. The second pattern we did is just a little bit more bouncy. So this is what that one sounds like. Yeah. So that's just kind of give it a little bit more bounce. All right, so now that we have our whole melody, I'm just gonna put the pattern in the playlist here. I'm gonna right click pattern 1, split by channel. So that'll separate all of the sounds. Boom. And we're gonna structure this thing out a little bit. The way that I like to do it personally, I use the mute tool. So I'll just say I have the whole thing on. I'll just duplicate it a couple times out like that. And I'll just go in and turn off the sounds that I don't want to play at certain points. So I'm gonna go ahead and lay this thing out, and then we'll hear the whole melody. All right, so we got this whole thing laid out. So this is what the full melody sounds like. The drums are gonna turn this thing up so much. Oh my God. Alright, I was already hearing them 808s in my head crazy. So I went ahead and laid them out. I did like 4 different patterns. So I think the best way for me to get these drums down for y'all is to just record myself cooking them up as I go. I think I'm gonna send all the melodies to a bus and then throw like a compressor on there. We're gonna see. All right, so I just added a couple final touches to this thing. We put a riser on there, and we added this like tubular bell. I'll just let y'all hear that. You know what I'm saying? One of those. So yeah, man, this is the final beat right here. Kick. That's another one for you folks, man. Y'all gotta tap in on my dog 1K. Again, I'm gonna put his stuff right here. LOOPKIT is gonna be in the description, man. Lock in with my boy, he hard. But hey, if you learned something today, make sure you drop a like on the video and subscribe, because we got more on the way every week, man. It's just, come on, bro. Come on, bro. Hit that notification bell if you want to be tapped in as soon as I drop these videos, man. I'm definitely hearing like Future or ESTGs. I'm like going crazy on that thing. That beat is hard, bro. But yeah, man, that's it for today's video. Y'all come back for the next one.